10 most important matchups in the 2024 AFC Conference Championship game between the Chiefs and Bills, none bigger than the overarching battle between Buffalo's Josh Allen-led offense
muscles his way into the end zone. Are you kidding me?
And Kansas City's Chris Jones-led defense, which makes it a chess match between Allen and Buffalo OC Joe Brady and Kansas City defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo.
And Chris Jones line up pretty much wherever he wants.
Bills are a Josh Allen joint, plain and simple. Roll in, lighting it up too. 27 points versus Baltimore in snowy conditions with a little help from their defensive friends. 27 plus points in 11 of their last 12 meaningful games. 4 TDs is almost automatic for them right now.
And that's why you hear the MVP chants right now.
Allen has been whatever the offense needs him to be week to week, but the defensive game plan starts with stopping him. KC's winning formula most games: keep it close, then 15 will do just enough. They did not keep it close when they lost to the Bills Week 11, 30-21. Allen, 260 passing yards and a touchdown, 55 rush yards and a TD.
Scampering to the end zone, and he's in for the touchdown.
Bills, second most points per game in 2024. Chiefs, fourth fewest allowed. What does Spags do to adjust? He's a Sweet fan, but when he sent 5+ into Allen's ballroom in that game, it didn't produce a single sack. They did pick him off, and in the big picture, Kansas City's defense does come in flexing. They've held their last 6 meaningful opponents under 20 points after limiting Houston to 14.
Stroud in trouble and sacked again.
Key matchup number 2, Kansas City's Chris Jones and George Karlaftis versus Buffalo's O-line would make a big difference if the Chiefs could heat Allen up on the regular. Allen, the least sacked quarterback in 2024, only dropped once for a yard by Baltimore, who were second in sacks this season.
Little play action, they go to the safety foul.
Jones has been moving around, so everyone will get a taste of that smoke. No way they pull another 8-bag shopping trip like they did against Houston's Walmart O-line, but that's the spree they come in off of. CJ had one, defensive tackle Tershawn Wharton had one, he's sneaky good. Charles Omenihu won, and right tackle Spencer Brown will face Karlaftis quite a bit, as the right side is his most common launching point. He finished off CJ Stroud 3 times. Throw your hats out there.
And Karlaftis took care of the rest.
Key matchup number 3, Kansas City's left tackle and Patrick Mahomes versus Bills defensive end Greg Rousseau, their top pass disruptor. Left tackle has been a problem spot for the Chiefs. It's like the exhaust port to their offense. Rousseau hit 8 Womp Rats this year. Buffalo planted Lamar twice. He had 1.
That's who's got to win. They want to have a chance.
Rousseau also made it home versus Denver, and he moves around, so he can camp out on the left side if they want. AJ Epinesa will get his shots at that side too. Buffalo, a middle-of-the-pack sack attack for the year. Chiefs started Joe Thuney at left tackle versus Houston. He gave up 2 sacks and gave up a fat 15% pressure rate. Mahomes dumped 3 times by the Texans rush and pressured a hefty 40% of the time.
Looking for help, and down he goes.
Mahomes only 177 yards in their win over the Texans. Rate near 100 though, no picks, over 7 yards per attempt at least.
Mahomes with some pressure gives him an opportunity.
Mahomes hasn't thrown a pick since he threw 2 to the Bills, but KC's aerial attack has been very Mr. Robot-like this year. Hard to tell if it's Elliott or Christian Slater when you're looking at him.
Steps up in the pocket and throws. It's intercepted.
23 points versus the Texans, haven't scored 31 points all year, but they're 16-2. Since Buffalo held KC to 21, their defense got dinged by the Rams and the Lions, and then by the Ravens. 25 points allowed, almost 27. Didn't handle the King great. Picked off Lamar once, but also gave up over 10 yards per attempt to him. 250+ yards, a rate of 114.
Well, this is where they're attacking the middle of the field.
That brings us to our next key matchup, Buffalo's secondary versus playoff Travis. Bills defense had trouble with 3 Ravens pass catchers. 2 of them were tight ends. Gave up a touchdown and 73 yards to Isaiah Likely. Gave up 61 yards and what should have been the game-tying 2-point conversion to Mark Andrews. Next Gen Stats tagged cornerbacks Teron Johnson, Rasul Douglas, and Christian Benford with the majority of the yards they gave up to those guys. so it's not just the safeties and linebackers who are on the hook to try and slow Kelsey.
He's getting guarded by one of the best slot corners in the league, and he just throws him off of him.
They did punch a ball out of Andrews' hands at least. Now they take on Kelsey, who put on his postseason hat and played like an all-pro again. 117, 7 catches, and a touchdown last week.
Mahomes steps up, throws, and he got it!
Key matchup number 5, Casey's X-Wing versus whoever can fly a TIE fighter. Xavier Worthy has been the next most productive guy for Casey's offense on a semi-regular basis at least, 45 yards versus Houston.
Right side throw to Worthy on the angle.
Buffalo gave up a touchdown to Rashad Bateman, 66 yards in their win. They'll also be out there with D-Hop, Hollywood, and Juju, all guys with 1,000-yard seasons under their belts, combined for 4 targets versus Houston, not a single catch.
Mahomes can't find anywhere to go with the ball.
Back to the other side of the ball for key matchup number 6, featuring Khalil Shakir and Kansas City cornerback Trent McDuffie. McDuffie travels top shelf corner, knocked down 3 Stroud passes. 3 is a big number for one game.
Incomplete, well covered. That's McDuffie.
Shakir, the only Bills pass catcher with more than 15 yards versus Baltimore. Allen only threw for 127. Khalil pulled in 67. He's the closest thing to a number 1 they have, relatively speaking.
And Shakir, who's really taken off this year.
Allen's other options all come in cold in more ways than one, but Amari Cooper, Mac Hollins, Keon Coleman, tight ends Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid have all had their moments this season.
What a catch by Amari!
The Chiefs' secondary they take on overall enter off a so-so showing, gave up 245 yards to Stroud, no touchdowns, no picks, a mid-90s rate, gave up 81 yards to Nico Collins, 63 to Dalton Schultz. Kansas City safeties Justin Reed and Brian Cook were blamed for most of the yards they allowed.
They haven't had a lot of those types of shots this year.
Key matchup number 7, Chiefs linebackers Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquill versus James Cook into Allen's legs. This is playoff Allen, so he's more inclined to do whatever it takes. He punched it in twice versus the Ravens.
Here it is, Allen. He just steamrolls across.
Cook has been the other most consistent offensive weapon this season, 67 yards versus Baltimore.
Cook still going and getting pushed.
Wow.
Only 3.9 yards per carry, so it was a grind. Great year, huge wild card outing against a Chiefs defense that was elite versus running backs on the year. But Tranquill, Bolton and company gave up 88 yards and a TD to Joe Mixon a week ago, and gave up 7 yards per carry, 42 rush yards to Stroud.
If you don't get home, it often leaves some open lanes.
Buffalo's rush defense also comes in wobbly, gave up 176 yards, 6.5 to Jackson, 8.3 to Hill, and 5.3 to Henry.
Big gain as 3 Bill defenders collide.
That was to the Ravens. Chiefs' rush attack, nothing like it. Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco, there to act as jabs most games. Hunt, 44 yards, 5.5 per run, and a TD in the divisional round.
Here's Hunt, first down plus.
Key matchup number 8, Allen versus Arrowhead. KC has won 11 in a row at home, haven't lost there all year. They're perfect in the playoffs with what's-her-name up there. Plus, the place is notoriously loud, and when Allen has it, it's going to be at a fevered pitch. How will he handle?
And the Chiefs have won this incredible divisional playoff game.
Caitlin Clark, that's it. She was the one that was up there last week, so maybe she's a good luck charm. Key matchup number 9, the Bills versus, Sarcastiball. Hey, flags are part of the game. Houston drew 4, Kansas City drew 8. Some that, well, would have made Randy Marsh wonder if this is America still.
For 39. Come on. I could not disagree with that one more.
Bills only flagged once in their win over Baltimore. And key matchup number 10, Mahomes versus Allen. Rubber match. 4-4 overall, 3-0 Mahomes in the playoffs, though. They're the ones who everyone's here for.
Way to get a win. Yes, sir. Go, Chase, I'll do 1, 2, 3.